Well, Ian, firstly, first league win and an important victory this afternoon at home.
We're going to need a fair few more of them, but it's a good feeling. It's a lovely feeling. The second I knew the game was on today, phoned up early this morning, because where I come from, I could hardly get out of my house, just a few miles down the road. So I'm delighted. The lads have prepared really well after a bit of a rollicking, terrible performance. It's exactly what I wanted to see. Really pleased with everybody, particularly Jackson, making it only his second appearance. I thought you wouldn't have known that, so absolutely delighted for everybody. But we make it tough for ourselves, don't we? We could have gone 4-0 up, thought we would have deserved to, and then we let one in, and then, oh dear, it felt horrible, but we got over the line, so absolutely vital. We tuck that in the top pocket and then go again.
You've touched on it already, but moving on from our midweek performance, does today feel like the game from the reaction that you were looking for from your players?
Yeah, it's strange how things happen. You know, I think looking at Tuesday night, I think the lads were floored by missing the penalties. You know, we were let a goal in after 93 minutes. Then that team that beat us drew Liverpool away, which they knew would probably have been us, and I felt they felt sorry for themselves, but now they've responded brilliantly to what I've asked them to do. I think we made things a little bit simpler. We played the weather as well as the pitch and them. I think we did something totally different than they thought we would, because Charlie knows me really well, and I think that helped us. I think we did it really, really well. We didn't have long to practice it. We got a lot of work to do with things, because there's times where we can still move it and still get it around the pitch, but we took fewer risks at the back. We played the ball forward a bit earlier. I was delighted that it looked like passes rather than just booting it, and I think we tried to play at the right time. We can get even better than that, but the runners that we had, the energy that we had, the pressing that we showed, without the ball was very, very, very good. The intensity that I want, so really pleased with them.
6 changes from Tuesday's game, notably Jackson Brown handed his first league start for the club. Did he bring that energy that you were looking for in midfield? Yeah,
I also looked at the ones who've been suffering with the mental fatigue that losing brings you, and being disappointed and playing really well and then getting a terrible result at the end of it, i.e. the penalties. So, you know, I was even thinking about leaving Will out, because Will's played 210 minutes, and you know, but I didn't, and we did it, and it was great to have Ollie back. I've just found out he's going to be missing in our next league match, which is a bit of a blow, but that's a great feeling in there. It's a great feeling that they've earned that right. I thought the fans were with them from the kick-off. And when you see your team play with that passion and that severity of putting the other team under pressure, I think that's what teams have been doing to us, because we've probably overplayed. We had 59% possession and lost 4-0. So there's totally something wrong with our mentality. We can't do that. So it'd be interesting to see what stats we have today, but we scored 3, should have been 4. And I'm absolutely delighted for the lads. They've earned that.
Word on Ollie Clark, obviously a player that you spoke a lot about in press, about how important of a player he is to this Swindon side. Obviously he's been out with injury, and he put in a huge shift this afternoon in probably a slightly different position than fans are used to as well.
Yeah, that kid can play anywhere, and what I love about him, when he tackles someone, he means it. And we've been a little bit soft back there, and I think if you stand next to him and you see how he tackles and you see how he goes up for things and he calls out to you and he gives you that belief. So, and if you've seen Man City without Rodri, I think Rodri has the same effect. So I think Ollie is our Rodri, you know. So delighted, and he can play anywhere. And obviously he's getting on in years, so a right-sided centre-back role with his experience will do him a treat, because I want him to go forward and play like a midfield player when we get it down that side. So absolutely delighted. Thought Joel McGregor, that's the best he's played for me. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, yes, I did take a risk. You can ruin young people by playing them in pressure situations, but for me, they scream of who I am, right? Jackson screams of someone who's so determined to go and win his battle and never stop trying, and it's incredible. So, and Botan didn't get a look in, but he will do. So it's really, really important that the fans understand what we're trying to do. I thought Minton was excellent today. You know, he gives us that pace back there. And really pleased. I have to say, everybody played their part. But it was a horrible feeling at the end, you know. I don't want that. I want to put things to bed. I want to make sure that we don't drop too deep. We don't. Bards had to make a brilliant save there with his body. And I'm totally relieved that didn't go in, because it wouldn't have been nice, would it?
You spoke on Tuesday about the intensity that Colchester attacked your side with in terms of stopping crosses, the way they put their body on the line. It really felt like the players stepped up this afternoon and really added that intensity as well.
Because we made fewer mistakes, because I wasn't asking them to do things back there on a terrible day like it is, I think it relieved the pressure. We made it very simple where we wanted to put it. We did it at the right time. We didn't just clear it into people. And those people I put up there, they're perfect at what I asked them to do. So I know everybody now, and the standards that I want, they raised it today. That's what I want. So we got to learn and keep moving forward. And there's no reason. Somebody said to me, "Are you going to play 5 at the back again?" It ain't about who I play, where it is, and what. I got to make sure that the people out there suit where we're going. And I didn't bring this squad together, so I got to try and, you know, what I might want to do eventually, if I can earn that right to be here long enough, is to actually play the way that I feel more comfortable with. But I got to help these lads, and I think what we did today really suited them. And we saw some fantastic performances, but the lads did that because they got a 7.5 or 8.5 out of 10 right the way along the board, in my opinion. And we needed that today. That's when you win games. And if someone drops a bit lower, someone will encourage him, like I saw. For me, that's my team. That's what I want to see them. And it ain't because we won. It was how we went about it. Every stride was a determined one. If we made a mistake, no one showed any disappointment. And we put them under pressure. That is not the game that Charlie thought he would have today. And they were ready to go and press us when we went back to our goalie. Why do I want to put... Second half we went back to him too many times. Why do I want to put him under that much pressure? And if you want to watch last week's football in the Premier League, have a look how many goalies made mistakes, passed it straight out to somebody who then scored. It's ridiculous. What we weren't today was wide open when we lost the ball. So we looked a stronger, more difficult team to break down. And that's what we've got to do, week in, week out, because we got a hell of a fight on our hands.
Talking of fight, hat-trick for Harry Smith. He's absolutely in great scoring form at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally delighted with him. He's a hell of a weapon for us to have. And it's a joy to see him smiling. Because he was bitterly disappointed with his penalty miss in the game last week. But I don't blame people for mistakes. I didn't blame Glatz for not scoring, but we need to be a little bit more ruthless around the place. Harry's, is there a better centre forward in this division at the moment with his goals for games ratio? And we're lucky to have him. So I'm going to try and utilise that and see what we can do. But I'm delighted with the effort, and we've got some reward for it. And I think if we can continue to do that, I will be very pleased, even if it doesn't bring results, because we're in such a precarious position. Things do go wrong, but we need to be as strong as we showed today. And I think if we'd have let the first goal in, maybe a second goal like we have been doing, I think we'd have still come back and done it today with the look of every stride they take. And that's all that matters.
Just lastly, this afternoon's support from the fans, as always, tremendous. But how important will they continue to be as we look to build on from today's result?
I need more and more of them to actually feel like they felt as the game was going. They were singing songs, they were happy, it was a horrible day, but their team made them very proud, and that's what we need to do. And that's what I'm determined to do for them. So I don't blame if they don't feel too optimistic at the minute. We've got to try and bring that Christmas feeling, you know, the magic of it all. And if we can start, as I've said to the lads just now, we've got to climb out of this hole we're in. It's our fault. Let's take responsibility and let's go for it. And I'm anticipating a wonderful feeling further down the line. And I believe we can do that. And I just need the fans to believe with me. Whoever I pick, whatever formation I pick, I want them to play like we did today. With that heart and that soul. And coveting that badge on their chest. That's what I want to feel. And I felt that with every single stride out there today. Thank you for helping us.